I decided to make the career change and become an HR person.
Now that's quite interesting. Doesn't happen often.
Yes.
I also changed
Yeah, it doesn't.
being a CTO to being a recruitment specialist, and you have a similar path, and you
Yes.
became a team supervisor just after 10 months.
10
Less than a
months,
year.
yes. Yes,
So
yes, after 10 months.
that's so cool. So now you work with recruitment specialists, with HR specialists.
Yes,
So
yes.
what would be some of the challenges that you face now when you transition from development to recruitment and now being a team lead? What are some of the challenges that you face daily?
Okay, so you know that DevOps and DBAs, database administrators, are really challenging positions. So when I first started in my current company, um, I was assigned with a DevOps position and the DBA administration position, and I was okay. Let's do it. It will be easy. I can do that. But yes, I couldn't at first. It was really challenging for me, since DevOps is a combination of development and operation, and at least here in Greece is one of the most high-paid and challenging roles you can find, and I'm sure that you already know that. So it was quite difficult for me to find the right candidate. I've been looking for a DevOps almost for 4 to 5 months, and the database administrator for 3 months. Okay, what I can say that really helped me. It was that I didn't know yet how hard it was to find those profiles. So I did my best to succeed. And eventually I made it. Okay, and I'm proud to say that I hired three very good profiles for my company.
Awesome, awesome. And it's so rewarding at the end of the day, right? When you help
Yes,
someone to
yes,
find a
yes.
new job. And it's also rewarding when you talk to hiring managers and they are happy that someone else, someone new
Yes,
started in the
indeed.
company. So at the end of the day, it could be quite a rewarding job to be a recruiter. Okay,
Yes,
okay, cool.
indeed. So
And
after that, the challenges we faced, um, we need to know more about the technology stack. Okay, since as a company, we are working more with frameworks than plain technologies. Okay, we are using Spring Boot, React, Angular, and we don't use plain Java or plain JavaScript. So we needed to learn more about the technology stack we use, about the cloud technologies, the containers. So at first, one of the hiring managers, the hiring manager of the DevOps, told me that we need a DevOps engineer with knowledge of cloud technologies. And I was searching about Docker and Kubernetes at first. And then I realized that he wanted someone who knows AWS, Amazon Web Services. So that was really challenging at first, but after learning more about the technologies and the terms of IT, everything were easier.
yeah, it's good that you say it, because that's also the cornerstone of our training, because a lot of people have good soft skills already, people in HR, I mean, but they struggle with sourcing or screening candidates because they are overwhelmed with all the IT terminology. As you say, you just throw in Docker, Kubernetes, which is becoming mainstream today, but there are so many of these technologies and frameworks. So the whole software development is so complex. And also hiring managers sometimes just mention these, and we in recruitment need to be able to just decide what to do with a keyword. Awesome, awesome. And since you work with your team, now you are the team lead, the supervisor, what would be the challenges from this standpoint? Now, when you look at your colleagues, what would you say they struggle most with? Is it the IT stuff or something else?
As you told, the HR people already have very good soft skills. So what they need is to to involve the hard skills. And in IT recruitment, when we are talking about hard skills, we mean IT terminology, software stacks, etc., etc., etc. So the most challenging thing right now is to help my team grow their knowledge based on the IT terminology. Okay, and how can we adapt this IT terminology during the interview? Let me give you an example. When I first started, I was asking people in DevOps position, do you know Jenkins or Ansible? That was the main question. Right now, I ask the same thing, but differently. So right now, I'm asking, what kind of technology do you use when you want to automate the procedures? Okay, and I believe that this is better because the candidate understand that you have the knowledge based on the recruitment, based on IT recruitment.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
and I believe that can level up our team as a recruitment team. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm trying to adapt the communication based on IT terminology in order to help my team get better and better and better during the interview.
That's a great tip and a nice way how to rephrase the same question pretty much, right?
Yes.
But, on a more eloquent way. And when you talk to these candidates, and also because you used to be a software engineer, so what else would you share with fellow recruiters? Like what else can you do because of your IT background, while like thinking of some developer psychology or thinking of some more insights from the development standpoint?
Yes. Okay. As I told you, I am both recruiter and coach. And what I did is that I combined coaching and IT recruitment. What I mean by that, I added the art of asking questions during the recruitment process. So one of the questions that each one of us should ask ourselves is, do you know who you are recruiting for? This is a crucial one. And what do I mean by that? Who are the candidates? Okay. And how do they perceive themselves? And after that, what do they care about? Personally and professionally. And in terms of profession, I'm talking about positions, technology stack, career path, etc., etc., etc. Okay. And my personal opinion is that you have to approach the candidates like business owners approach new clients. And the question here is, okay, we know why you are looking for an IT candidate, but why should they choose you as their future employer? Okay, imagine that the average IT candidate, senior IT candidate here in Greece has 4 to 5 requests per week for a new position. Okay, this is a new reality in IT recruitment for IT candidates, and of course, it's a new era for IT recruitment. 10 years ago, you, the recruiter, you were interviewing the candidate, but today this has changed, and both you and the candidate give an interview during the interview. So we need to know, why should they choose us? Okay. This is a question that everyone has to answer before start working in IT industry. Okay, and I believe that by answering that question, you can level up as a recruiter. And since I did that in my messages, my response rate was raised dramatically.
Awesome. That's a great tip. And also the first one that you mentioned, who are you recruiting for? Who is the client? Are you recruiting for the same company? I mean, do you work as a corporate talent acquisition specialist? Also, in that case, it is easier because you are directly in touch with the client. It's just one company you work for. It's a bit harder for recruiters who work for 5, 10 clients, and often they cannot. But they should. I mean, totally. That's a great suggestion. So they should look for ways how to get in touch with the client and learn more about the company, because there is nothing more boring than just to present the opportunity in a weak boring way. So totally great idea. Okay, is there anything you would mention regarding the mindset? Because since you are the mindset coach, one thing is to have the knowledge. The second is the communication, the developer psychology, and then some habits and the mindset itself. So what should be the first habit a recruiter should adopt after watching this interview?
Okay, so I don't know if this is a habit, but this is something anybody should do. And I believe that we must be focused on communication, because recruitment, at the end of the day, it's all about communication, either written or verbal communication. So let's talk about written communication first. Answering what I said before about who you are recruiting for, I believe that you will get the necessary information in order to adapt your messages you send to the candidates. Okay, so you just need to answer the previous question. But talking about verbal communication, even if we talk about phone screenings or a virtual interview or a live interview, okay, you have to present yourself first. Okay, but then you have to stop and just listen. How is the energy of the candidate? How fast or slow do they speak? How is their posture, either online or live? Okay, and then you have to adapt your verbal and non-verbal communication to them. That's called rapport, okay, and helps you building, let's say, a better relationship with others. Because using rapport, you are becoming a mirror. You are a reflection of themselves, and everyone likes themselves. And when we meet someone who looks alike us, we tend to like them subconsciously a little bit more. Okay, so yeah, this is a new habit that someone needs to incorporate in order to get better in IT recruitment. So after that, another, let's say, habit, you need to start acting proactively. And how can you do that? So first of all, you need to clarify their needs, either your employer, if we're talking about corporate recruitment, or your client, if we're talking about outsourcing recruitment hub. Secondly, the market has changed, so you need to adapt to that change. And there is a quote here from Charles Darwin that said, "It is not the strongest of the species that survive, nor the most intelligent, but the most responsive to change." Okay. And thirdly, we need to build a solution-focused mindset. We need to stop asking questions ourselves like, why that happened? Okay. Or, oh God, it's very hard. I can't make it. Etc., etc. And we need to start asking questions that really help us, like, how can I overcome this obstacle? Or what did I do in the past that worked for me? Or what can I do different? What can I do better? And here is what you said before about the mindset. What we need is that we need a mindset shift. Because there are two types of mindsets, the fixed mindset and the growth mindset. The fixed mindset is the one that says, I don't like challenges. It's too tiring for me. But the growth mindset says, I need challenges to grow. Okay, and so we need to put this victim attitude aside. Because the biggest obstacles we face is in a daily basis are internal, not external obstacles. Okay, so that's we need a mindset shift.
And that's so true. And there are so many different challenges in IT recruitment. So that there seems to be a great ground for everyone to just start growing and thriving, assuming the right mindset, as you mentioned. Okay. So building a rapport, that's awesome. The mirroring, that is a great tip. Proactivity, solution-focused mindset. What about approaching candidates through emails or messages? Is there anything that you would do, differently, just because you have the IT background, and also with regards to your experience with mindset coaching? Just to take a step back, a lot of recruiters approach candidates either on LinkedIn or via email. even before they get on a call with them. So with your experience, would you say you do something differently, something that you would suggest others also adopt?
Okay, yes. So, as I said before, we need to create the candidate's profile. Okay, we start by making assumptions because maybe we don't know who the candidate is. After that, if we are currently working for an IT company, we can ask our developers, okay, how would you feel if you were receiving this kind of email, this kind of message? What would you change in that? Would you respond or not? Okay, but let's say that you are working as a recruiter, as outsourced recruiter, and you don't know anything about development, or you don't have any developer in your company. You need to build the profile of the developer based on the assumptions and your experience. So let's assume that a developer is a more introvert person. Okay, we can say that a developer cares about quality because they create something, especially if we are talking a front-end developer, we must be sure that they care about quality. If we are talking about back-end developer, maybe they don't care about quality. Okay, after that, more of the developers have an analytical thinking. Okay, they need information and descriptions in order to work. So we need to give them information. And after that, what do they really care about? Okay, if we ask a developer right now, what do you want in order to join our company? What would he answer to us? Okay, so answering these questions, you can create a profile about your candidate. After that, based on this information, you can create the messages. And what you do, you send a message. Okay, you see the response rate, you see the end result, and after that, you review the feedback you receive back, and you reevaluate what you did, and again and again and again. It's a continuous cycle. Okay, until you reach the result, the best result for you, your employer, your company, etc.
And that's so cool. That's so cool, especially in case when you work for one company and you fill the same positions all over again, when you can test it several times. So say in your company, you may be looking for 10 Python engineers, and you can try with the first, you see what works, and then you try with second. Recruiters who work in staffing agencies, they may have it slightly different in some cases when they get one position and then, that's it, and they shift to some other client. But yeah, as you said, definitely, it's good to, in the spirit of agile, to iterate and experiment and try different things, see what works and adopt. So if you look at what you did, say, a year ago and how you do things today, what were some of the things that you sort of feel ashamed of, how you did things a year ago, and now you are like, oh my God, like how could I do it back then this way?
I was a little bit nervous last year because it was my first year as an IT recruiter, so I made a lot of mistakes. I was during the interview, I was really cold, and I couldn't even discuss or speak with the candidates. So I believe that it was not really good for them. Okay, especially when you are an HR person. But as I was practicing my communication skill, and as I was doing the interview one and another, I was getting better. Okay, because first of all, you have to be cool because the candidate is also a little bit nervous. So the recruiter has to be cool at first. After that, what I did, I was just discussing with them. I will stop interviewing the candidate, and I will start discussing with them about their needs, about the technologies, what do they like, and things like that. Okay, and it was more than a friendly conversation than a corporate interview. Imagine that I'm telling to the candidate that let's have a discussion, let's have a virtual meeting, a virtual conversation. I will never say to them, let's do an interview for getting that job. Okay, let's have a brief discussion about who we are as a company, what we do. I would like to learn some things about you. What do you like? What is your experience? What is your aspirations for the future? And after that, let's see how can we proceed together. Okay, because as a company, we need to build a win-win relationship. And that's how I establish the conversation. Okay, and what can I say that I am proud of is that we have a very good feedback for both our employees and for candidates who were not compatible for our positions. We had a very good feedback about the HR approach.
Awesome. That's actually a great tip to go from interviewing to discussing with candidates.
Yes.
And during the discussion, do you take some notes? Do you screen candidates? Do you look at what do they want to, do, or what kind of a job would they like to take?
Yeah. What I would like to know during an interview, it's first of all, I would like to see their soft skills, because I'm an HR person. I don't have a deep dive knowledge in IT. I have never coded in Java, for example, or Spring Boot. I was a front-end developer. I know a lot of things about HTML, CSS, Bootstrap, JavaScript, and things like that, but I don't know any other technology. So I want to see how they are as people, if they can fit in our culture. Okay, and after that, I also I want to know about how long they have been working with the technologies, what are the aspirations for the future. They want to become mid developers, senior developers, managers. Do they have dreams? Okay, because it's important. It's important to us. And also, what I would like to know is what are their expectations from their future employers. Okay, because as a HR person and a recruiter, I want to know if I can also reach their expectations. Okay, because there is a term in HR called retain. How can you retain your employees? Okay, so it's important to get the information from the very beginning, in order to know how can I proceed with each one of the candidates.
I see. That's so true. Like, the retention is really hard these days, especially as you mentioned at the beginning, when candidates get lots of job offers every week, a few of them. So the retention is really hard. So what do you do to retain people who you help to recruit in the company? What do you do to keep them engaged in the long run?
Yes, the first thing we do, we let them know that as an HR department, we are always there for them. Okay, whatever they need, they can call us and share their needs with us. So anytime someone of our employees faces a problem, they give us a call, and we discuss about their problems, their challenges, or the changes they might want to make. And after that, internally in the HR, we do the necessary. We are taking the necessary steps in order to solve the problem. Okay, and that's how we keep them, let's say, happy.
And do you by any chance organize some? And I mean, also with regards to the remote work, now when people don't even go to an office, it is even more challenging to keep them on board for a long time. So do you organize some events? Do you, as a company, I mean, not you personally, but in a company, do you organize some events, or do you, have some structure in place that would help to increase the retention?
Let's be honest. We have already planned some activities for the future. Since due to COVID, it was a little bit hard to be at the office. We were always working remotely. Imagine that we met each other in November just for one day. And during that day, we had the game activities and other kinds of activities for bonding. Okay, but that was just for one day. Now, not now, but after the COVID period ends, we're going to go back to the office with a hybrid model. Okay, and then we're going to have a lot of activities for bonding between the teams.
Awesome. Well, what I've noticed while interviewing candidates is that they often have interviews while they are officially working in a company, which is really strange. And now when you think about it, because in the good old days when people were working from an office, they had to either go for an interview in the morning or in the evening. But now they just between two stand-ups they have an interview.
yes. This is the new reality I was talking about before. You can't do anything about that, but for us as recruiters it's much easier because we don't need to work after the working hours doing interviews. Okay, but I'm not from this generation. I starting the recruiting during the COVID period, so this is the only thing I know. How to recruit and how to do interviews during your day. But my colleagues have shared with me some of their stories and experiences, and they told me that they used to recruit and had the interviews after 6 p.m., 7 p.m., 8 p.m.
Yeah,
and it was really tiring. Now there's a balance.
It's good for us in
it's good for us, yes.
But it really is not as favorable for hiring managers who want to retain those. Well, so there are always some winners and losers. But anyway, cool. So you shared quite a lot of insights about how you approach recruiting. How do you do it based on your experience with web development? How you use the communication skills to build rapport. So you shared quite a lot. Is there anything before we wrap it up, some final advice that you would like to share with recruiters? So imagine there would be a new colleague starting in your team tomorrow. Is there anything you would like the person to do the first thing?
To be patient. Because we're talking about IT recruitment, you have to be patient. Okay, there is a story about a contractor who wanted to smash a rock. Okay, and he had only two tools, a hammer and a nail. So what he wanted was to smash the rock. So what he did, he hit the rock the first time, but nothing happened. He repeated the hit, but nothing happened either. He hit again and again and again without any result. But after repeating this move for 100 times, the rock eventually was smashed. Okay, and that shows us how much powerful are the small, simple steps that we are repeatedly doing can be. Also teach us the power of patience. Okay, so what you need is you need a clear goal. Okay, the constructor wanted to break the rock, and after that, you need to take small actions toward that goal. He repeated the hit for 100 times in order to succeed. And the reason why we need small improvements is because the big steps carry a lot of emotional pressure, and this is something we need to avoid. But the small, simple steps doesn't carry any pressure at all, emotional pressure. Okay, because there's no anticipation. There is only a small continuous improvement. Okay, so be patient and try to improve yourself every time.
Yeah, so true. So this whole IT recruitment is like a little playground for us who are
yes,
get
exactly.
better, improve, but we also need to be patient. So it's good that you mentioned it. These days, when people are just that their dopamine levels are impacted with Instagram, their attention span is lower, so they may be tempted to see results in a week or two. But as you say, IT recruiting is not easy. it's a long-term game. So definitely some patience is necessary. Okay, cool. Thanks. Is there a website that people can visit to learn more about you, or a LinkedIn profile, or how they can connect with you if they would like?
Yes, I have my LinkedIn profile. My LinkedIn profile is my name, Pavlos Kastrinakis. Okay, anyone can connect with me.
Awesome. I'll link the URL below the video, so people can just click it and visit your LinkedIn profile and connect. You are based in Greece, right?
So yes, I'm based in Greece. Yes.
Awesome. Our head of operations is also based in Greece. So
where? In Athens,
Crete.
Thessaloniki.
Crete.
Oh,
Crete.
Perfect. Yeah, I am from there. I am from Crete, but I'm living in Athens.
Awesome. Hilarious. Maybe we'll meet there one day. I have to visit, the colleague of ours.
Yes, so you should. Crete in the summer is really beautiful.
Awesome. Cool. So thanks a lot for joining the show. Thanks for sharing your insights. And
thank you for having me.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Have a good day, you as well.
Awesome. Cool. Thanks.